Yup, we are on the Get Around platform. We've been testing it, and long story short, we've been kind of at it for a month. We got our first car installed, we got a trip on it, and then afterwards we're like, I don't think we want to get that car and risk it. It's one of our finance vehicles. I didn't want to risk it on a new platform because their processes are a little bit different than Turo's. Like, there's no pre-check-in photos. Right now we're actually getting our third car installed, so I'm uninstalling the first car. Our second car, which is our Ford Fusion or Ford Focus, that just got listed onto the platform a week ago. It's on its second trip, so it goes by quick. Like, somebody just got off a trip, a couple hours later, boom, they got on. And there's no pre-check-in again, so it's kind of learning the platform. What makes them convenient is that they can book within like 15 minutes and go grab the car in 15 minutes. So we're getting our Chevrolet Impala, our 2013, we're getting that installed to go onto the platform because we want to test this out. We want to go cash cars because of the risk. Again, once we kind of figure out more of the platform and understand everything, claims, because I'm looking at Get Around and they just need to be a little bit more established. The app isn't as like up to date as Turo, if I were to compare. And also the customer service isn't like there as like at the highest. I get it, their customer service is good, you know, their processes, but I think they're still learning their processes. Las Vegas just opened up, their market literally just opened up this past year, because a year ago we tried to check it out and they didn't offer it. So we got to go install this tracker. The thing about Get Around is it's a must for a tracker, okay, on the vehicle that you can actually track through the app. So we'll go get that, and there's only one certified person in all of Las Vegas right now that can install this tracker that Get Around has pretty much appointed. So this is gonna be the third time I see these guys for the third car. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna drop it off, and yeah, kind of excited to share with you guys this journey on our first month. There's a promo that's going on that if you keep your vehicle there for a good amount of the time, you make $1,000 per month minimum, no matter what. So even if the car only drove for $500 worth, then you still have the ability to make the Get Around will pay the rest. So it's worth a try. It's a promo that they're doing just to test host. So we're gonna tap in. I'm gonna kind of show you guys real quick just a little bit of it and kind of give you guys a little bit of a breakdown on what I like, what I don't like, and kind of like the differences between Turo and Get Around. Pulling in right now. That's the place. This is where we get our cars installed. All right, so let's just talk about the difference between Turo and Get Around, just kind of what I've been seeing. And you guys just saw we dropped off the tracker to get the tracker going. But what are the differences? You know, first one I want to talk about is customer support, customer service. Now, it's not that Get Around's customer service is bad. You can just see how developed and trained Turo's is. Like, I ask a lot of questions, so obviously being new on the platform, I'm asking them all these questions about like check-ins, check-outs, drop-offs, what happens if this happens, because a lot of scenarios that already happen with Turo. Turo has its processes, and you can already see, because they're a big company, right, compared to Get Around. A lot more developed. And with Get Around, it's like, oh, I'm not sure, let me get back to you, I'll let you know, let me ask somebody. And it's not like Turo customer support hasn't. There's layers to Turo's customer support, just like there's layers to Get Around's, but you could tell the processes and just like the training of the team. So again, they don't have bad customer support. The customer service is great all around, but it's just like the development of like the processes, systems, and it's just pretty much just training the team. So the first part is customer support, customer service. Now, let's talk about the second part, the differences between Get Around and Turo. I think about the check-in, check-out. Like with Get Around, you can just go, and if it's like, let's say it's 2:15 a.m. at 2:30 a.m. you can just book, and you don't have to take pictures or anything. Get Around, you can book if it's like 5 minutes away from you, you can book it in 15 minutes and it's ready. Boom, it's there. It's another difference is like you don't need pre-check-in photos and all that. Like, you don't need to say, hey, send me your ID. So again, it's a lot more automated as far as like the processes and how everything is done and is ran. So it kind of gets me a little weary. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How can I be able to do this and be super effective to make sure that when we're checking out, Because the other day we had somebody like literally within a couple hours they booked it again after a checkout, and it's like we got to go in, clean it, make sure, and inspect it. So we don't recently we haven't been inspecting our vehicles after each one with GetAround, but with Turo we have to, because we want to file claims, because if not, somebody takes it. And again, it's an interesting process that I'm learning. That's some core differences. Another core difference, number 3, another difference is the app. The app on Turo is just so much more sophisticated. It's seamless. It seems like it's a lot more updated. GetAround, it kind of seems a little outdated, and I get it. Company needs money to hire good developers, and it's not as user-friendly as Turo. GetAround's not as user-friendly, but with Turo, man, it just seems sleek. The branding's there, and again, I'm all about customer experience when it comes to apps and whatnot. So again, the app isn't up to date, but again, GetAround, it's not bad. It's just not, if I were to compare it to Turo, it's not the best as far as like the app and its functionality. Cool. And the last thing that I want to talk about, the difference between Turo and GetAround, is GetAround doesn't allow certain luxury vehicles. So there's a list of vehicles that GetAround does not allow, and I can actually tell why they don't allow like certain Mercedes, certain BMW, certain luxury vehicles, and they're not like supercars, okay? I'm talking about like just any type of luxury. There's certain ones that they don't, and I'm sure it's because of trial and error, certain things that have been happening, but they're more for economy and convenience. Like, let's say someone got into a car crash, and and I'm not trying to put that, but this is an example. Someone got into a crash, they need a car like right now. They need a GetAround right now. They can look on GetAround, and then 10-15 minutes away, there can be a car that's just available right then, right there. They don't have to wait for an hour, no check-ins, check-out, or no check-in process. It's just like, boom, it's available. The app unlocks it right away. So that's what's cool about it. They're more towards the convenience, the timing of getting around quicker, and economy route of like daily driver, just get around. Turo, they're more branded with like luxury too. Like you could tell, it's a lot more branded, nicer photos. That's the stuff they put on, and that's the kind of clientele they want to attract. It's the new wave of how to rent cars without going through a car rental company, which is still convenient. It's still good branding, and it's what makes them the number one in the that's in the space, in the car sharing space. Just like how Airbnbs and all these different companies you're coming from a third-party source, the Amazon, the third-party, again, companies. Anyways, I think those are like just some differences. Hopefully you guys got some insight on this. I'm going to be documenting our GetAround experience. There's a lot more content that I can be talking about that. But yeah, overall, it's been an amazing experience, just kind of getting into, it's been a month and a half talking to the reps, designated reps, getting the trackers, figuring out the ins and outs of the apps. What are the differences between this and Turo, check-ins, checkouts, customer support, and what does each one entail? So if you guys want more videos around GetAround, if you're thinking about it, I'd start with a cash car. I'd go with a car that you really don't care that's going to get trash or whatnot. Yes, there's claims and all that, but it's for us, it's a higher risk if it's a more like a car with a bigger car note, because again, you just never know. You don't inspect it like we do with every car, every trip like we do on Turo. Let me know if you guys are thinking about getting on GetAround, and if you have any questions about it, I'll be documenting my journey. Tap in. If you guys want, I have free templates on how to run like a full-on Turo biz, how we do it with our team, daily management, all that. So check that video out. Also links in the description. Y'all be blessed. Have a great week. Bye-bye.